Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference. When the issues of Liberia hit the news,
what is it that we, the Liberian people, want?
The Liberian communities in the diasporas are not left out. That's why Diaspora's Talk is back on your screens on KMTV.
In fact, the United Party is not cohesive.
Be it social, political, economic, and other issues affecting Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
I did not expect to even make it to Hollywood.
Join Cyrus McGee and Nathan Charles every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on KMTV, Facebook, and YouTube.
I want to be arrested in the midst of my people.
As they discuss the issues, blending the voices from Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
The Liberian Business Association in the diaspora should be used as a vehicle for economic development in Liberia because no country can develop without a diaspora impact.
For sponsorship, call some numbers 612-806-5896, 816-433-3979, or better still, email us at usakmtv@gmail.com. Diaspora Talk, check this out.
Hey, my name is Jackson George and welcome to LIBA Diaspora Spotlight, where we shine a light on businesses owned and operated by minority businesses. Our goal is to showcase the innovative and diverse contributions of minority businesses and to provide a platform for entrepreneurs to share their stories and connect with potential customers and collaborators. Today in studios we have Dr. Bayogar Anthony McCritty Sr., Chairman of Signa Technologies Incorporated, a new business that is soon be part of the airwaves in Liberia. Mr. Bayogar, welcome to Diaspora Business Spotlight.
Thank you very much, Mr. George.
So, Dr. McCritty, tell us a little about Signa Technologies.
Well, Signa Technology is a local ISP, or internet service provider.
Okay.
We provide broadband internet connectivity in Liberia. Like you said earlier, and this is a new business. We started back in early, like mid-2001. The idea was put into place. And this is a dream or a desire or an opportunity that I've always been looking for to make the internet more affordable to the Liberian people. It has been part of my sojourning. In fact, that's the reason why I was so motivated and excited when I spearheaded the cable consulting of Liberia that brought the fiber cable to Liberia, was to make internet service or internet connectivity affordable and available. So based on that, in fact, I can remember when I first went back home in 2004, January, I can remember the experiences we went through and how internet connectivity was like out of space. So it always been our dream. Man, when I say I was, when I'm using the word I was, I'm talking to my partner and myself, that hey, we got to make this thing available and affordable to Liberia. So that's what inspired us and motivated us to put together Signa Technology in 2001.
So thank you for that. So tell me, we do have companies already in Liberia providing data. What What would be the difference, or what would be, what are you bringing that is different from what is in Liberia already?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. Yes, currently we do have, I think we do what 10 ISP, including the two major mobile operator, Orange and MTM. They do also provide ISP services. What makes us different from them and makes us unique is the fact that broadband connectivity currently seems to be primarily restricted to Monrovia and maybe its surrounding. If you're lucky in other major cities like Buchanan, you may be lucky to get some little connectivity. But it is not yet accessible to the entire country. In fact, the broadband penetration, if I have a statistic here with me, is about maybe 20 to 30%, of the population, which is pretty much too low for this time and age. And majority of that connectivity it goes through the smartphone, mobile phone. Well, major businesses, especially businesses that are in the rural area, concessions, it costs them, it's ridiculous what they pay just to get a little basic, what we qualify as a broadband connectivity. So because of that, our solution, we are dealing directly with satellite service. It's a direct satellite connectivity. So it is accessible and available any part of the Republic of Liberia. You can go to Ulugisi Mountain, you want up to 25, 50 meg, we can give it to you. Unlimited data, we can give it to you. So I would say currently we may be the only company that have that flexibility, that availability for data.
So will you be providing this to both commercial and individuals?
Yes. Initially, most likely we're going to hit the ground with the business environment. We've got a business to business customer. We have business to business model, and we have the business to consumer model for our solution. When we launch in the next few months to come here, we will be first attacking the business to business, and then we have another solution that we have put in place that we are currently deploying, another network that will cater to the need of business to consumer, and that is the last mile solution using our satellite connectivity. And eventually, where there is fiber connectivity, we'll be tapping into that if it is affordable.
Okay.
We're still tapping into that to give it to the consumer, the average user, the home user and thing. Like if we come to a particular community and fiber is available there from our, other providers like, C-Square or Orange or MTN, and it is affordable that we can resell to the consumer, we'll take advantage of that. But to start, we will be using our satellite solution for now.
So viewers, you are watching LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. Through interviews, features, and other content, we aim to highlight diaspora business owners, success, challenges, and unique perspectives. Whether you are a business owner looking to share your story, or a customer interested in discovering new and exciting minority-owned businesses, we invite you to join us in celebrating creativity, resilience, and entrepreneurial spirit in the diaspora. Again, we are here with Mr. Dr. McCritty. Dr. McCritty, somebody listening to you, I didn't ask you, tell us about yourself. What are the skills that you bring to this industry?
Well, I would consider myself a household name in Liberia when it comes to telecommunication, internet activities, or internet connectivity. I moved back to Liberia back in January 2004, and I got actively involved into the telecom sector. My background is telecommunication. I have a master in telecommunication and a doctorate in business administration. I work for Quest, which started with US West here in the United States as a telecom engineer. When I moved back in 2004, I branched straight into that, and my primary goal was to go help the country to revolutionize the technology industry. And I was one of the first of 3 commissioners at LTA in 2006. Also co-authored the telecom law in Liberia, 2007, passed the law. And then I moved back into the private sector with the World Bank as a consultant at Finance Ministry with AFMS project. Through that, I became the first chairman of the Cable Consultant of Liberia. That was the entity that owned and responsible for the landing of the ACE cable, the current fiber Bible we have in Liberia, with the current fiber connectivity. I headed that process and landed the cable in 2011 and dedicated in 2012. And then in 2013, the president called me back to the Liberia Telecommunication Authority as commissioner again. That way I stayed until 2018. After my tenure ended, I came back to the state to complete my doctorate. And I'm back there now to get back in the private sector and deliver to the people affordable and available internet connectivity.
I mean, you've been in this telecommunication industry, like you say, your name is a household name in Liberia. You've worked very hard in developing communications in Liberia in terms of internet data and all of these things. So, doing business in Liberia, what do you think is the biggest challenge to signal technologies?
Now, when you talk about correlate, we look at the current environment. I think it had got a little bit better than it used to be. But when I went back in 2004, again, I ran my own business for 2 years there. I took my Access Technology, was an IT telecom consultancy. It was tougher at the time. Infrastructure was completed out, everything was gone. So it was a little bit challenging to do business there at the time with all strong financial background. But I think over the years, things have improved in terms of the infrastructure and environment. So, in terms of challenges right now, personally for our business, I think one of the biggest challenges that we will have, or many Liberian businesses will have in Liberia, is the access to funding. Financial, it's mostly financial. Because for every business, the beginning is a rock and roll. You need a lot of funds to be able to get the business moving from point A to point B before you can think about, to the rest of the points. And marketing requires a lot of, infusion of cash. In the beginning, you've got to be able to take advantage of the opportunity to get some market share. It requires investing a lot of money. And so, as a, not rich Liberian, with the access to loan, as compared to the developed society, you can play a good business plan and get a good loan. This is a lucrative business, and any good financial institution will be interested to do that.
So, are you open to different kinds of partnership from people in Liberia and Liberians in the diaspora?
Oh yeah, when we started in 2001, we engaged a few Liberians that we knew, and unfortunately, it was surprising that the Liberian that we did not even know well took the risk with us and initially invested into the business, and then about a year or so later, another Liberian joined and also invested. So we currently have 2 investors. Two, outside investors into the business. They are all Liberians. This company is 100% Liberian. Okay. Absolutely 100%. No outside connection at this point.
No outside influence.
No outside influence, put it that way. Except the fact that we have a partnership agreement with major international provider, like our primary provider from France, Intersite. But other than that, no, it's 100% Liberian around.
So how far do you think your services will go?
Like I said earlier, that's the advantage that we have. We have no limitation of our services, because we are dealing directly with the lower orbiting. There's a lot of lower orbiting satellite out there now. Primarily, I think Elon Musk kind of champion most of that, and so almost everybody, all country in the world now, trying to throw satellite out there. So the bandwidth connectivity has improved a lot over the year. The equipment has got smaller, and the quality has even got way better. In fact, almost equivalent to fiber quality connectivity. So because of that, and thank God, it has also become a little bit more affordable too as well. In fact, it is more affordable now than you can possibly think. So, because of that flexibility we have, that we can go anywhere in Liberia, like I said earlier, you can have service anywhere, any part of Liberia, any village, any forest you can think about will connect you. You have broadband connectivity there.
Well, again, you are watching LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. The goal is to bring exposure to Liberian and minority businesses. Mr. McCritty, you got your education in the United States. You've worked in the United States. You've gone back to Liberia. You've worked in the higher echelon in Liberia. You understand the complexity in both worlds. Doing business in Liberia and doing business in the United States. How do you think Liberians in Liberia and Liberians in the diaspora can bridge this gap where there's distrust on both ends, where there's some, I hate to say bad feeling we come across sometimes, like we know it all when we're in Liberia. People see us as they're coming with all of their ideas, and this is not what is, this is not what we do in Liberia. So how do you see this gap being breached, and how can we develop as a people in terms of Liberians taking over the economy?
Well, I must first of all commend you, LIBA, for the tremendous work you have been doing over the years trying to bridge this very gap you're talking about. And so, every environment is different. We have our own tradition, custom, and we are doing business in Liberia. It's different from the way you would do it here in the United States. And so, to be able to bridge that gap, to answer your question, to be able to bridge that gap and close that bridge there, I think one good way to do that is what LIBA has already started doing. You take frequent visits there, you engage LIBA in Liberia, you guys are coordinating, you are cooperating. LIBA in Liberia now have to engage the businesses there, the local Liberian businesses there, and get them motivated, get them involved, so that you can be able to share the knowledge and experience. Because there's a lot to be gained from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Liberians doing business in Liberia that do not have the opportunity of coming to the United States or had to get an experience from here, they can learn from those that are already doing business in the United States. Vice versa, most Liberians in the United States also branching out to Liberia with their business venture. They need to learn the environment. They need to learn the culture that have to do business. Even though you're Liberian, but if you've been in the country since you were a teen, and you started a business, you're fairly successful or very successful here, it doesn't mean necessarily like if you went to Liberia, you automatically prosper. Now where the frustration comes in. And people go there and say, oh, Liberian, but they have to do no. Because the mindset you're going with is the American mindset. And you're refusing to learn or listen and have an open mind to incorporate the traditional culture there. Because not everything we do in Liberia is bad when it comes to business. You just got to understand the environment, the consumer, and how they do it. For example, one of the weaknesses I find in Liberia in the business environment is customer relationship. Customer service, as we call it in Liberia here. I mean America here. We need a lot of training for that environment. I mean, tons of training. Because I don't think it has anything to do with being in Liberia or the United States. If you're selling a product to me and you want me to buy, take my money to spend to buy your product, you should be able to convince me. Okay? Don't give it to me like you're doing me a favor. No. You want my money, so you should be able to convince me that it's worth my money.
So talking about product, how affordable? I mean, right now we got, when we are in Liberia, we put a month data on our phones and thinking that it's like the United States, my phone is open and they tell me my data is gone. Well, how affordable would be the services that you're going to provide? How affordable would it be since it's now satellite as compared to optic fiber cable?
I tell you, by the time we hit the ground in the next couple of months here, the Liberian consumer market or the business environment, they will get to realize that we will be the most affordable broadband internet connectivity you can find.
Why is that?
Because our prices and the quality is so high. The quality is so high and the prices will be so reasonable. Because that's the primary drive. This is what driving us to get into this business. Now, why should I live in Liberia since I moved back home last year? It's frustrating when I calculate how much it costs me just to have internet connectivity, let's say all 24/7 on my phone. It's ridiculously high. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why? I mean, I'm just trying to, especially when it has to do with data. The data cost is so high, then the bandwidth again is not as super, and so unless you can, the average Liberian cannot afford it at this point. If you look at the rate of internet service in Liberia or broadband connectivity, the average Liberian cannot afford it, and so as a result, I have to sometimes use my mobile phone as a connectivity to my laptop or my computer because I just can't afford having it both ways.
So how do you intend to penetrate the market?
Well, we are consulting with another marketing firm that we going to be outsourcing our marketing services.
I hope you take my marketing firm.
Well, you're going to compete for that. Well, we are consulting currently, and as soon as the detail work out and everything, they will drive that process. We want to focus on the technology and the engineering operational aspect of the business and leave the marketing with the professional marketing people to deal with that.
So if you were to guard against something, you as a business, as an entrepreneur, this new technology and this new product and service that you're going to be providing, what will you guide against in Liberia?
Okay, sorry, you got to repeat that question.
I'm saying if you were to guard against something, you're bringing in a new business. There are players on the ground already.
Yeah.
You're talking about bringing in a technology that is not there.
It's kind of there.
I mean, it's there, but
not like,
in a different.
Yeah, different.
The routes are different.
Yes.
Right, and the quality could be different.
Yeah.
So what will you guide against if you are going to be competitive?
Well, again, I think like you must say, I had the experience here, doing business here and working here. What drive the customer to you is what you're offering them. The best affordable price, the quality of service, and the customer relationship. If you can beat those three things to the best level, we will use that to our leverage to be the best in the market. Because you can give the least expensive service to people. If the customer relationship is bad, hell, I do not have to take cheap like that. And the same thing, if the quality is struggling, then it makes no sense. Then cheap can be expensive. So we want to make sure that those three areas of business, the customer relationship or customer service, the quality of our product and services, and the cost should be affordable. So these are the three things we're going to guide our business in accomplishing to the best of our ability.
So how much percent the percentage of the market share would Signal Technologies Incorporated need to be sustainable?
Well, I do not want Signal to be presented as the attacker that going to attack the market and trying to grab the market. We are coming into the market as partner. In fact, we believe strongly that we will be complementing our competitor because they have limitation as to where the services can go. We have no limitation as to where our services go, we can partner and complement those services. So market share is one thing, but we would think that the market is still vibrant, and the idea of just grabbing market share, I'm not sure we're going to be looking at the opportunity to get the customer well served and certified. I think because of the advantage we have with being flexible that we can go anywhere, we're looking at mostly the rural part of Liberia. We want to really target rural Liberia because we want to make sure the people in Kanta, Banga, Bikiano, Sani Kwele, Lofa, Vonjema, if they can afford it, let them have the same quality of broadband services that people have in Monrovia.
That's right.
And that's why we say affordability. When we get our last mile solution network built, the average guy in Vonjema or even Dankola, whoever, should be able to just say, hey, here's my $50, I want a modem to my house, I want this connectivity, I want 1 meg. They should be able to pay for it.
So, Dr. McCritty, what is your location in Monrovia right now?
Our offices are located at SKD Boulevard Junction currently, and we have done our proof of concept since about 8-9 months ago. We first tested our product, our solution at 2 locations. One was Golden Key Hotel, and then one was with a company in Sino, a concession company, the Chinese concession company in Sino, and everything went well. They were very happy. Currently, we have moved the prototype that with the test model we had at Golden Key back to our offices, but the Chinese company is still operating in Sino with the services for over 6 months now, and they are still happy with it. It's like an open door heaven for them. They just couldn't believe that they could get 25 meg broadband internet connectivity, unlimited internet connectivity inside the way in the village, in that bush where they are, and they have it, enjoyed it. And we plan to have hundreds of those Chinese companies. I say 100. It doesn't have to be Chinese company, but hundreds of the company in the rural area happy. Like the Chinese are happy today.
When you say 100 of those Chinese companies,
no, I scare you just now. I'm not talking about Chinese companies.
Chinese already in Liberia.
No, I'm not talking about particular. I just see hundreds more people happy like the Chinese company.
So what inspired you to do this?
Okay, like I said from the beginning, I'm a technology.
Exactly.
I appreciate technology, especially computer technology, and I grew up with the internet. I got into technology before even the internet was practically born. So I have grown up with this internet revolutionary technology I got into the industry since 1993, November, when I walked into the door. And I've been working in the industry since 1994. And I saw how the thing had evolved from where it began to where it is now. And as you know, our whole life now is driven by technology.
Correct.
So the only way we can, once I say we, I'm talking about we, Africa or Liberia, the only way we can get up to par to the rest of the world and be able to develop in all aspects of our life is to making the internet affordable and available to our people. And so the motivation to see that happening, I feel like we Liberians got to take the lead. We can't just depend on others to do it all the time. So we have the expertise, we had the means, and we just took the ball.
One of the things that I always say is that no country has developed without a diaspora impact. And you being here from the diaspora and have gone back home, stayed home, and open this dynamic business. My question to you is, what will you tell Liberians in the diaspora who may want to go home and do business, but they are still on the fringes, the fear factor, insecurity, all of these things? What will you tell Liberians as entrepreneurs, people who want to go home and invest in Liberia?
I said first thing first as a Liberian, get on the okay, I'll give you a good example. The CEO of Signal Technology is a young Liberian. He pretty much grew up with me here in Minnesota. He myself first went to Liberia in 2004, and we started Access together. He got a feet wet there for that 2 years, but he was pretty young. And he came running back 2 years later, went back to school, got more advanced. And 3-4 years ago, he packed a bag, went back and said, "Hey, we're gonna make this thing happen." And I'm very proud of him. And he's strong. He has advanced himself to the point that I can lay by and sleep and know he will run this company and we'll go to the sky is our limit. And so Mr. Lawrence I'm talking about, by the way, I forgot to mention him earlier, but he's the CEO of Signal Technology. His name is Felix Lawrence. And so he's a good example that I want to use. If Liberia the diaspora want to really engage Liberia, you cannot sit there and just talk, and you think you will get it. You got to be willing to make the sacrifice, get on the ground, and experience the ground. Again, when you get there, okay, you are talking about, I understand you mentioned the issue of security and all of that people talk about, but people talk based on what they see on television all the time. And you can't blame them, because what is portrayed in the media may not be exactly what it appears on the ground. So get there and see for yourself. Do your assessment. Go assess the ground. See, because I don't see that strong sense of insecurity that is portrayed in the media sometimes. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm just saying I don't see that. So if you want to go do your business, you have your investment, you have your product, resources, go and hit the ground running. I know governments want to provide environments, the enabling environment to encourage more, but we are Liberians. Now, if you're not a Liberian, I understand that. There's a higher risk you're taking, so you have a lot more fear. But as a Liberian, especially someone that born there,
some would argue that with a high-tech company like yours and the lack of the necessary skills in terms of with the two or three, the few companies that are there, you've already sucked up the young workforce that is already there. How do you intend to deal with the employment of these Liberians as it relates to this high-tech?
Good, very good question. When it comes to the issue of capacity, okay, human capacity, the good thing that happened in the past 10 years, as compared to when we landed there in 2004, absolutely all the staff that I needed, I had to import them from Ghana, including some Liberians that I recruited in 2004-05. Some of those kids today, they're the gurus now in Liberia. Okay, the good thing that happened over the past couple of years, we have institutions there now that have advanced themselves when it comes to information technology. You have STARS universities, which is a Liberian university. Then you got Blue Crest, I think I call them Blue
Crest or something. Yeah.
Blue Crest or something from Ghana. They moved there a few years ago. There's another IT university, and then even United Methodist University also offering degree in information technology.
Potential.
So the potentials are coming out. In fact, there are a lot of them now hanging around there, no job.
Okay.
Because the industry there are a lot more product coming out, more capacity coming out than the industry can absorb at this point.
Okay.
So that is not a challenge anymore.
What about the management aspect?
Yeah, at the level of management.
Because sometimes you go to Liberia, you talk about customer service. We talk about, you see all the major establishments. You see like the Lebanese will stand on top of the cash register and watching the register. You will see hands-on management, and how we in the United States, I can't micromanage, right? And so Liberia looks like you have to micromanage to be successful, which is difficult for some of us who are trained as crisis manager, but not as macro crisis manager.
Yeah, to help alleviating some of those challenges. When you get reference to the Lebanese, you see the Lebanese or the Indian, whoever is sitting behind the counter micromanaging their workforce and the staff. I think majority of that issue has to do with honesty, which is one of the biggest challenges in our society. The dishonesty is so high that the fear of them losing the financial revenue or the business is so high that they cannot take the chances. That's why they are there themselves. One way you can alleviate that is automating the process.
Correct.
When you automate the inflow of cash and outflow of cash, there's no way somebody can just dishonestly steal from you so easily like that. And as a technology company, we already have put that into place.
So I mean, let's just talk about this a little more. You go into a supermarket, you see cameras. Like in our liquor store, we got cameras, right? We have staff. We are not over our staff. We got cameras to go to. You know, if there's store, we can call the police. They can take them to jail, or we can sue. I mean, there's a lot of that's process here. So, I mean, what is the fear in Liberia? Sometimes it looks so cocky to see somebody just standing over a cashier. You know, I mean, so I mean, there's laws. So, I mean, how do we as Liberians try to get our workforce to understand the trust that companies are, you getting your pay from here, you work hard, you get paid. So there's no need to do some of the things that they do.
Again, fortunately for us, we are not in the merchandise business, so we do not have too much challenges.
I mean, but you're gonna have equipment going on the field.
I understand.
You know.
I'm not saying we do not have challenges. I say we do not have that much of a challenge like you are having the liquor store or the guy in the store will have. But like I said, one way to do that, like you say, the penalty deters the crime. In the whole human being. The reason why you will not speed high on the highway because you know what will happen when you are caught.
Correct.
So the penalty deters the crime. That way the government need to help the environment, the businesses. Because if the man get caught on the camera doing something illegal and you call the police to arrest the man, the way when he bear the penalty of what he did, and if it is severe enough to deter him from doing the next person from doing it. But that way that's what the government need to help the environment.
So people watching us and say, well, I like this company. I like what Dr. McCritty is saying. I want to be a part of this company. Would there be a share, a sale of shares on your website where people can buy shares? Would it be open to the general public, or people wanting to buy shares can call and talk to you personally or directly, or to the CEO?
You know, currently, I don't think Liberia have a stock market structure set up. So, publicly selling share, I don't think I foresee that in the near future so.
Maybe that's another business
venture. Another business venture to get into it. But in terms of contacting prominent individuals and say, hey, we have been doing that in the past 2 years. That's how we're able to generate the fund to get to where we are today. And we hope that as the company grows and as we wish to expanding the company, we can be able to generate enough revenue to be able to.
How much employees do you think you will be able to hire in Liberia? You know, I mean, in the next 5 years.
Oh, in the next 5 years, the CEO could answer this, but I will try to do that for him since he's not around. I would say. Because like just about figure. I'm just trying to calculate quickly in my head here. But like I said, we're turning the marketing arm over to another branch, and so if we remove that marketing arm, we're going to have a lot more people on the field. Just the engineers, the support, the technical support staff, and thing. Anywhere between 10 to 15
and
to 20.
Talking about high-paying jobs.
Yeah, these are high-paying jobs.
Not the regular.
Between 15 to 20 staff.
Okay.
It'll be real good. If I would expand as we deploy more connectivity across the country.
So, Mr. McCritty, as we come to the end of this great interview, thank you for coming to the studio. We are in partnership with KMTV as we bring this LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight to the world. What will be your pitch to the Liberian people that this technology is something that they need, something that is affordable, and something that is here to stay?
Well, I tell the Liberian people, I know we've been struggling for quite a while to get this kind of affordable broadband internet connectivity in Liberia. Relief is coming. Actually, I want to use the word relief is coming. And internet is essential. The connectivity is essential for any environment at this point. The student needed to do the research. They needed to do the homework. I got my 11-year-old grandchild come every day to send her data to do her homework using the phone. And it's killing me because I'm listening $10 every week. So I mean, it's like every week $10. So in short, what I'm saying here is Liberia, relief is coming. And Signal is going to help to bring that relief to you. So look out for Signal Technologies. The CEO, Mr. Felix Lawrence, have been doing a lot of work, doing those small advertisement on Facebook and LinkedIn and a few social media over the past couple of months. But as soon as the marketing company take over, the country will be aware of Signal Technology, and they will see relief is coming. That's what I can say.
Dr. McCritty,
thank you very much for the opportunity. And
we look forward to.
It was nice. Hopefully, when we go live, then we can come back for a much more better
We
information.
look forward to this new technology. We look forward to Liberians getting affordable internet, affordable data services, and we look forward for Liberian getting high-paying jobs as well. And we are grateful that this is a Liberian-owned technology company. And so again, thank you for coming to our studios, and we want to thank KMTV for the opportunity, and we are hoping that we'll continue this next week. But thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so closing now. You gotta close your program. You gotta log.
So again,
wait. Okay. Picture us a bit. Just last. Okay. Great.
ready?
Yes, go.
So again, you've been watching LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight, where we shine a light on businesses owned and operated by minority businesses in the diaspora. We want to thank you for listening, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
I want to tell the people to be open the doors. You want to encourage more people, businesses.
Okay. Okay, we want to. I can continue going. Well, we want to encourage more of you to join the Liberian Business Association. We are a non-profit organization that caters to the needs of small and micro businesses within the diaspora. Our website is www.libausa.org. And if you want to send us info, send it to info@libausa.org. Once again, this is LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. We want to thank you for the opportunity of listening to us, and we want you to be a part of our Diaspora Business Spotlight. Thank you.
Democratic.